Congress is on the verge of giving final approval to the 2023 Defense Authorization Act, which, among other things, will end the vaccine mandate for service members, something Republicans have been calling for since the mandate was first imposed. Our Washington Bureau Chief Alex Cameron has the latest.
Well, there is much in the James M. Inhofe National Defense Authorization Act for both sides to like, but Republicans are particularly happy that it will repeal the vaccine mandate, which they say was contributing to a serious drop in new military recruits.
Every single branch this year has struggled to meet their recruiting goals.
Senator Marsha Blackburn and her GOP colleagues aren't saying the vaccine requirement put in place about a year and a half ago is solely responsible for recruiting difficulties, but say the pandemic is over, it's time to get back to business as usual.
And to be able to focus on the areas where we need to focus as a nation. So let's get back to that today. Let's get this NDAA passed.
The Biden administration believes it's a mistake to stop requiring service members to get vaccinated for COVID. They're already required to get about a dozen other shots, but there's been no threat of a veto. Langford says at this point, most of those who want to serve have already had COVID and have natural immunity. Save the vaccine for those at greatest risk of getting seriously ill.
We want to make sure we continue to be able to protect those individuals, but give choice back to those members of the military. The last thing we should be doing is drumming people out of the military right now.
It's estimated some 8,000 soldiers have been involuntarily discharged for refusing the vaccine. The man this year's NDAA is named after says getting rid of the mandate will help recruiters.
It should help. In fact, we have evidence that shows that we have, in terms of polling data and all the others, it ought to help us.
The NDAA has already passed in the House, but just when it will hit the floor in the Senate remains uncertain, possibly as early as tonight, but also perhaps not until next week. In our Washington Bureau, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.